The second generation Apple Watch Ultra 2 has been on my wrist since release day, 2 weeks ago now. And I know last week we talked about the iPhone, but I think it's time we take a deep dive into the second generation Apple Watch Ultra because it actually brings a lot of quality life improvements that you might not think you need. Or if you're coming from an original Ultra, maybe you don't even need to upgrade to. But we're going to split this up into hardware and software. So, the hardware. It is the same design as the original Ultra with a natural titanium color, the action button, and the digital crown, and side button that sticks out, as well as the third generation heart sensor with EKG blood oxygen support. And it supports all of the other bands as long as they are 42, 44, or 45 millimeters. So for me, that's very important. As many people know, I have a lot of Apple Watch bands, but I'm still able to use them on this watch, which is something I'm loving, as right now we're actually using the Inverness Green band from a few seasons ago, I believe 2020 off the top of my head. I have to go back and look though. And this band is great. I love the color, and it is a sport loop. Now, with the Ultra 2, you do get some hardware improvements. So you get a brighter screen at 3000 nits, which I've actually recently only experienced as I've been outside, and the screen gets so bright to the point where I thought the 2000 nits brightness of the Ultra first generation was too much. It's actually almost like perfect, the 3000 nit brightness, depending on what environment you're in, as I will always be wearing sunglasses when I'm outside and it's sunny. So with polarized sunglasses on and being able to see the Ultra 2 outside has been really enjoyable. Now, the Ultra also has two new chips inside of it. It has the S9 SiP, or System in Package. And this is the processor that powers the Apple Watch. And seeing how much faster it's made watchOS 10 is absolutely mind-blowing. Now, there are some watchOS 10 bugs, which we're going to talk about watchOS 10 completely in the software section, because that's what the Apple Watch runs on. Now, with watchOS 10, it's been a lot faster and a lot smoother with the animations, and it just works a lot better, as it seems like the S9 SiP was made for watchOS 10, which it was, because that's why Apple released it when they did. But just seeing how much faster this has been just in my notifications and just interacting with it has been great to have. Now, we did also get a second generation ultra wideband chip. So I've used the first generation ultra wideband chip a lot in my iPhone, my Apple Watch, with my AirTags. Now, the one thing you couldn't do on an Apple Watch was persistent finding, even though it had a U1 chip. Now you can precisely find your iPhone 15 Pro series that has a second generation ultra wideband chip, and you can find it with essentially playing the AirTag, where's my iPhone located? It'll tell you how many feet away and which direction to start walking to. Other than just playing the sound, it'll play the sound and direct you where to go, which is something I think we should have had a while ago, because I can't tell you the amount of times my iPhone gets misplaced. I have no idea where it is. I'm running around looking for it. I'm pinging it. I'm standing in one spot. I'm like, all right, it sounds like it's over there. It's not over there. And then I'm just kind of running around trying to find where that phone is. But now you essentially get to play, hey, walk me to my iPhone because I don't know where it is. Now, I do think maybe we'll get some new AirTags that'll also take advantage of the second generation ultra wideband chip, but only time will tell if we will get those new AirTags. But we're not here for AirTags, we're here for the Apple Watch. Now, for hardware, that's actually pretty much it, as it is very similar to that of the first generation Apple Watch Ultra. But it does have a new feature called Double Tap, which is more software based, I believe, than hardware based, but it's actually going to be a great segue into our software section in just a second. So Double Tap takes advantage of the new Series 9 SiP to essentially, whenever you double tap your fingers, to interact with the watch. So if you take your pointer and your thumb, or your middle finger and your thumb, and you could just double tap when your Apple Watch is on, turned towards you, you can double tap and it'll sense and essentially do whatever the most prominent action is on the screen. Now, I haven't tried this out yet, but I do think this is absolutely going to be a great feature to have, because it is coming some point this month with watchOS 10.1. And seeing how it's already in beta and people are actually really enjoying this, as it does seem to work a lot better than assistive touch features have, which we've had a similar feature in the past. And as someone who has used it, I didn't think it was the greatest. I actually always turned it off because I didn't think it was the greatest. But now that I'll be able to just double tap, by default it's on, and be able to interact with my Apple Watch and whatever be the prominent action be done, instead of with assistive touch, you have to remember all these different gestures, because if you do one pinch, it'll scroll. If you do if you double pinch, it'll scroll backwards. It's just, there was so much confusion, and it took a lot to learn, that I was just at the point of, I'm just turning this off. But now, software. So WatchOS 10 completely redesigned the Apple Watch's interface. So to get to your Smart Stack now, you just turn your digital crown and it shows you all these smart widgets that you can select to put there. So I've actually changed mine up a little. I've pinned the activity widget, added in my sleep, and removed some other ones because I just haven't felt they were necessary. And it does dynamically change throughout the day, which has absolutely been so enjoyable because it's allowed me to free up my watch face essentially and not take up as much information that I don't need with the watch face, because I would put on my watch face like the news and just quickly open the news app, but now I don't need to do that because I can just scroll my digital crown and see what's new in the news app. Now, to get to Control Center, you actually just press the side button, which I do think is a little annoying because as someone who would use the dock and kind of make sure I was always closed out of my apps on my Apple Watch, just to help save battery when we had older Apple Watches that didn't have as great battery. Granted, they were all claimed for 18 hours. Some were definitely not able to get 18 hours. Now, like this new button, it's definitely been a getting used to and a change, as I'm still not used to it using this for now 2+ weeks because I still click it trying to close out the apps. But if you want to close out the apps, you now have to double click your digital crown and it brings you to your dock of whatever apps you have open and tells you your recently apps can be found here. And this change has been a little annoying, but muscle memory will kind of fix that. Now I do wish if I wanted to access the Control Center, I could kind of pick what the buttons do, because while I think it's great that I could just swipe up now and get into my Smart Stack, I'm not in love with it. I think I would rather swipe up for Control Center anywhere because that's how it used to be, and then use the side button for Smart Stack. Because I'm okay with the double click to add to the app switcher, but removing the double click of the digital crown to bring me back to my last used app has also been annoying. But time will tell how WatchOS 10 is going to play out because it's only on WatchOS 10.0.1 or 10.0.2 if you have a Series 9 or Ultra 2, and we don't know what Apple may do in the future. But let me know if you picked up a new Apple Watch this year, because I definitely think if you've been waiting to upgrade and you have a Series 6 or later, this is definitely the upgrade to go for a Series 9 or Ultra 2. I think if you have a 7, 8, or Ultra, you can possibly wait off. But it's up to you what you want to do. And I want you to remember, today's a good day to make a great day, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.